And it says on page 6 that this aircraft will get airborne at 180 miles an hour. And the editor's decision is final on that. So all we've got to do is 180 miles an hour down 2 miles of concrete, and it'll go up speedily as we increase. When we get to 170 miles an hour, you scream, rotate. I panic because I've never heard that before. And then I remember on page 5 in this handbook it says at 10 under takeoff, you scream, rotate. Now this is why I'm doing it, not you. At rotate speed, I very gently ease the stick back, very gently. The idea is to lift the nose wheel off the floor and balance 350 ton on our main 16 wheels so that we get a bit of draft underneath, otherwise it's not going to go up. For obvious reasons, when I'm carrying out this balancing act, we chain the passengers in. You don't want people tearing up and down inside the aeroplane. So we just use, normally we've chained the passengers in for takeoff and for landing. They expect it now, so that's what we will do. If I overcook it, pull the sticks too hard, the tail will hit the floor, thus ripping the toilets out the back. Now with 500 people on board for 7.5 hours, we could be knee-deep by the time we get to New York. Which is why, if you look on a modern airliner, you'll see at the back what is called a skid. It's a bar which hangs below the aircraft with a hydraulic ram against it, and that will touch the ground before the tail. Cockpit with lots of red warning lights which flash, and a klaxon which sounds to indicate that we have overcooked. And we will switch those off. There's nothing more disconcerting when you're panicking to have red lights and the klaxons going, obviously. So if I do overcook it, we use a manual system whereby if I do overcook, you can hear the tearing metal noise. It's very distinct, you couldn't miss it. And it's followed instantly by the steward banging his handbag on the door behind us. And at that point, we level the aircraft and hold her in a balanced configuration. At 180 miles an hour, you scream 180, I haul the stick back hard, and she climbs off at about 2,000 feet a minute. If it doesn't go up, well, you've picked a loser with this one. Can't take a joke, shouldn't have joined, that sort of thing. But the correct terminology, if it doesn't lift, is that we are bought on the runway. And any other bodily function that takes you at the same time, really. Because it's a bit embarrassing when it all goes wrong, the 180. But the idea with an abort is power off, brakes on, we come to rest on the runway, tap the gauge, get it working, go back and have another go at it. If we abort with a serious fault, say with an engine fire, I've had a word with the fire service, and they're having grave difficulties in getting ladders and hose pipes up to 12,000 feet. So we've come to a compromise that if we keep the fire on the ground, they'll come and put it out, right? So this is the drill if we abort with an engine fire. Now I must stress, pilots, that this is for your ears only and must not, under any circumstances, be divulged to a passenger. If we abort with an engine fire, we come to rest on the runway and we evacuate the aircraft. You have 90 seconds to get 500 people off. Good game, good game. You go down the back, open all the doors, and you shout, "Get off!" And they all look out 32 feet onto the concrete and sit down. Obviously, it's safer to stay on it. So now we inflate chutes out of the side like a huge child slide with a canopy over the top, and you ask people politely to step into the end of it, which they do, whistle down 32 feet onto the concrete, and ambulances move them back from around the skirt of the aircraft. And that way we can get everybody off. The crew will be the last to leave the aircraft. I, as the captain, will be the last of the crew to leave. If I pass you on the way out, you are to assume the rank of captain. Is that all right?